thing.
I mean, it's as simple as that. We've started to listen.
They've adopted a...
Proceed with this scheme at the earliest possible date.
But Stafford's and others' projects won't go ahead this year. The reason for a shortfall in income across the region of up to £40 million is sites like this, disused hospitals which no one wants to buy in this recession, or which, if sold, fetch much less than first hoped for. Less money in the coffers has meant the freeze on new building.
Nothing at all be cancelled. Things may just have to be reprioritised in terms of start times, just to make sure we balance the expenditure with what we get. The Grand Strategic Plan for Capital, which is paying handsome benefits, will of course continue.
But things are being delayed.
Something will be delayed, there's no question about that.
Health unions argue those delays must have a knock-on effect, putting back all new hospital building.
This is not the first time the schemes have been delayed. You know, and the mind boggles as to how this health authority can continue to make these errors of judgment. Anybody outside knew property wasn't selling. Anybody except, it would appear, the regional health authority. And, you know, you may as well have Arthur Daly in charge.
Sir James Ackers remains in charge, despite calls for his resignation from Labour MPs. There will be more health building projects started in the West Midlands, but not before Christmas.
More job cuts are to be made in the region. 230 people are to go from Alvis in Coventry. The firm makes military armoured vehicles, but the Ministry of Defence isn't buying so many these days. Bernadette Kearney reports.
The number of jobs being cut at Alvis is almost a third of the workforce. The firm builds fighting vehicles, including tanks, and has depended on orders from the Ministry of Defence.
It's been expected for quite a while. There's been rumours flying around, but I think like today's the reality. It's come as a shock to everybody.
We're not getting the orders, defence cuts and one thing or another. It hasn't really come as a shock.
Recently, the company has concentrated on expanding its market to aerospace and rail equipment. Orders for its military equipment have been falling for the last year. In the late 1980s, Alvis received regular orders worth £20 million a year from the government. Last year, that figure fell to £2 million. More unemployment in a city which has already been badly hit by cuts in the motor and engineering industries will be felt keenly. Managers at the factory refused to be interviewed about the redundancies. In a statement, the company said the job losses are unavoidable because of the government's reduction in defence spending. Exactly how the 230 jobs are to be cut will be discussed with union leaders next week. Most of the jobs are expected to go by the new year.
Tarmac, the Wolverhampton-based construction company, has also announced job losses today. The firm, which has been hard hit by the recession in the construction industry, is making 330 people redundant, 85 of them in Wolverhampton and Birmingham. It comes only 6 weeks after the company announced it was closing 8 brick and tile factories with a loss of 300 jobs. And the excavator manufacturer JCB has announced more short-time working and extra holidays because of the recession. It says it needs to match production.